Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about season 4, episode 8, titled Nothing Left to Say But Goodbye. Air date November 22nd, 2006, and the synopsis is:
Derek convinces Peyton to take a chance with Lucas at the same time that Brooke approaches him about getting back together. Daunte's latest demand leads Nathan to seek help from an unlikely source, Dan. When Rachel learns of a failing grade, she turns to Haley for tutoring. Nathan is named MVP of the Ravens at the annual sports banquet. So we start off at the river court. Nathan is there. Then Daunte shows up.
oh my god, this is what I mean. Daunte too much. He's just
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the storylines I do not like.
Right.
It's just, and I know it's coming to an end soon, so I'm happy about that. But I'm just like, oh my god, he's just like too involved.
Right. Yeah, so, Nathan doesn't see why he's there since they made that deal already and it's over with.
So, okay, given how Nathan's like Mr. Tough Guy,
Mm-hmm.
why would he think that one little shaving some points would equal the thousands of dollars that he owes Daunte?
Right.
Like, it was one game and a couple points. Like, you think that's going to equal, was it 15 grand?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. So I'm like, why would Nathan think that?
Yeah, unless he had a lot of other people betting, so maybe that would add it up to that amount of money.
But obviously Dante's now just in it for the money. Like, look at all the people betting so I can, I'm going to get rich. But it's like, Nathan, do you really think this is like a one-time deal with Daunte? Because it's not. Like, oh my god. This is why I hate it. Because I'm like, Nathan, be smarter.
Yeah, so Daunte mentions the state championship.
To lose.
A lot of people didn't think they're going to win. And Nathan says that they're right. And Daunte says, no, they're not. And Nathan tells Daunte he's not going to lose the game. And Daunte says to Nathan he's going to be a Duke Blue Devil and get to play on TV. He wondered what Duke would do if they found out about all this.
So if Nathan went to Duke, does he really think he would get in, given that he lost the state championship? Especially given how they were supposed to win. It's kind of like when a team is supposed to win and then they lose, you're kind of like, why? Like, what happened in the game that made you decide to lose? But and for Nathan to just, not play right, I mean, that would make Duke go, I don't think so, let's take the scholarship from him. I mean, you have to play your best if you want a scholarship. They don't give those out every day to people.
Right.
So I don't understand why Nathan thinks that that's going to be okay.
Yeah, so Daunte, is asking Nathan if he's going to risk his future for this, for over a trophy. And Daunte knows he's right, tells him to think it over. He's sure he'll do the right thing. And then Rachel gets her report card to see she's failing calculus, or so we thought at first. But then Brooke shows up at Lucas's wondering if he wants a ride to school together.
Why?
Right.
Like, you broke up with him because of Peyton.
Yeah.
Why would you want him back? I don't understand. Like, okay, if she really considers the kiss in the library cheating, I didn't. But if she really did, that would mean that he cheated twice. Why would you want to be with somebody that cheated twice in your eyes?
Right.
It looks, because here's the thing. Like, I love Brooke and I love her confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like her self-worth when it comes to boys, she didn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like it because she is so confident that I just wish she would be confident with the boys too, of like, you cheated on me, I'm gonna go find someone else. Like, instead of just falling back to the same relationship that he clearly never put you first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
But of course, when she walks, then there's Peyton coming out, brushing her teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. So so Peyton is staying with Lucas?
Yeah. After
When did
everything with Michael Derek.
when did that happen? Because she was staying at home, remember? Like Derek was
Mhm.
watching her turn her light off. Like,
Yeah.
how did we go from that to all of a sudden this episode she's living with Lucas?
I don't know. Maybe we didn't see something like she had another panic attack or something. And yeah.
Because remember, Derek said, don't baby her.
Mm-hmm.
Derek was the one that, like last episode, he was the one that was involved in Peyton. So I was really confused at why she's staying at Lucas's.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't make any sense. But I guess it only makes sense for Brooke to see. But beyond that, it didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially this episode, Peyton's doing much better.
Right.
So she wouldn't need to stay with Lucas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then yeah, I don't see why Brooke was mad about Peyton being there and then assuming that they're together. And even if they were, she kind of still didn't have the right to be mad because she walked away from Lucas. So
Right. Like when you break up, that person is free to see whoever they want.
mm-hmm.
And if that person they want to see is also your best friend, well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because here's the thing, like they're both after him. So, okay, so here's the thing, because they're both after him, you could also say that neither one of them could get him.
Right.
Like he's just off the table. Like if you can't have him, I can't have him, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in Brooke's eyes, that was never the case. Brooke was just, I want him, and you don't get him. And it's like, how about neither one of you get him?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way you should have played it, but not for Brooke. She wanted what she wanted, and look how well that turned out.
Right. And then Payne gets to school and Lucas points out that she was almost late, so apparently they went separately.
Why?
Yeah, well, she says she this is the next morning, right?
I thought
Yeah.
it was the same morning.
I don't know, because she said she overslept, but she was already awake.
And she was brushing her teeth.
Yeah, I don't know then. That
I
got me
don't know
confused.
either. It could be the next day. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because if she overslept, that means that she had been either at home or still at his house. Maybe, he just got there early. I don't know. Yeah, so it has to be the next day from her house, but
Well, I thought it was the next day because didn't he say like we live together? Like we're in the same house.
yeah, oh yeah. He said sleeping in the same bed too.
Yeah. So that's why he didn't even understand why she would oversleep when.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, it's just weird too, because if you're in the same house, you're gonna wait up for each other.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna wake the other person up so they don't oversleep.
Yeah.
And then it's even worse when you're in the same bed. You're just literally gonna let the person go, especially given this person, Peyton,
Mm-hmm.
has missed so many days because of Derek.
Right.
What? Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's smart. Well, and then too, Peyton's alone at your house, right? Let's just like Peyton's alone at your house. Karen is at the cafe. You're at school. Yeah, that's smart to like leave her alone. Like the girl that can't be left alone right now.
Right.
So that's why Lucas should have taken her to school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Payne says that she knows that Brooke's not going to forget that they're living together anytime soon. And then Lucas apologizes to Payne about Brooke, which he didn't really need to, but He says that must have been weird for her, and Payne says it's okay because she has bigger news to report. They apparently caught Psycho Derek, so it's over.
Yeah, that was weird when he apologized for Brooke, because I'm like, why would you apologize?
Mm-hmm.
You have nothing to apologize for because you didn't
That's
know
not a
she was.
girlfriend.
Well,
Yeah.
and he didn't know she was coming over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why would he apologize?
Right. Yeah.
That threw me off too. I'm like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because Lucas is so used to just apologizing to everybody.
Yeah.
Every time he makes a mistake, that it's
Mm-hmm.
like, let me just say I'm sorry, just in case.
Right.
It's kind of like Nathan, like, let me just buy you some flowers just in case I mess up again, or when I mess
Mm-hmm.
up again.
Yeah. So he says that she can sleep in her own bed now. And then she says, lucky me, like she was disappointed or she didn't feel safe to do so. I don't know. But then, she asks, why did Brooke come over? And he's, was it some kind of booty call? And Lucas says no. She told him that she misses him. And Payne asks if that's what he wants, for her to miss him. And he says he doesn't know. And she tells him that she knows they can take care of himself, but to be careful. And then Rachel goes to Brooke's locker asking what happened to her this morning. And Brooke says she went to see Lucas. And, Rachel's even disappointed by this.
Well, yeah, and then she said, it's obvious that you're rebounding from Nick. But I will say, I did like when Rachel said, don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, it's not what you want, first of all. Secondly, like, don't go back to the ex, especially, like, the ex that cheated.
Mm-hmm.
I know she didn't really say that, but I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But I just liked her little pep talk, because think about it. Usually Rachel's pep talks to Brooke are always bad. But this one was actually good.
Mm-hmm. And the keg comment, like, and then Brooke says that she doesn't even like beer. Haven't we seen her drink beer before?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
She
not surprised.
had, at any time Nathan had a party.
Mm-hmm.
Remember her in, like,
Yeah.
the red dress, and she's drinking?
Mm-hmm.
They always have beer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Brooke asks, what if she only broke up with Lucas because she was mad at Peyton? And then, Rachel asks her, what if she just realized she didn't love him anymore? So at least, Rachel's keeping her head on straight about that.
Well, and let's be honest, Brooke broke up with them because she was tired of the cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means you're mad at both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so why did she give Lucas more of a pass than Peyton?
I don't know.
Like, after all this time, she's okay now to talk to Lucas. But Peyton, on the other hand, is like, dead to her.
Right.
It's just kind of weird because I'm like, wouldn't they both be?
Mm-hmm.
Not just
Yeah.
her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then apparently Brooke is organizing the banquet tonight. You'd think it would be like Whitey doing this or somebody else, but not the head cheerleader. Or she could have volunteered probably, but who knows?
Well, you would also think that, like, the banquet would be after the season is over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If they, like, when or if or whatever they win the championship,
Mm-hmm.
then you can have one.
Yeah.
But, like, it's Rachel in this part, though, when it comes to mouth, is very selfish
Yeah.
because she wants mouth to, because, like, how she said, like, I know that she wanted mouth to be her date, but how she said it, I'm
Mm-hmm.
picking you up at this time and don't wear that. And it's like, huh? Did he even say he wanted to go with you?
Yeah.
I was like, selfish, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
But I love when he said, I'm going with Gigi. I was like, thank you.
Right.
Well, I don't want Rachel to use him.
Mm-hmm.
And he likes Gigi.
Yeah.
And we know she likes him.
Mm-hmm. And then Nathan goes to Whitey's office, and he wanted to let him know that he's going to ask Lucas to present to, the award to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he mentions that he's going to be getting the Lifetime Achievement Award himself.
It was kind of funny when he said, "Sounds like an obituary to me."
Yeah.
I was like, I don't really think that sounds like an obituary, but okay.
Yeah.
Did it sound like one to you?
No. Just, someone who's had a long career of doing this and getting
Right, and
recognition for it.
success. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then he said that, he has a secret. He wants to win the championship. Here's my thing. How is that a secret?
Right.
Doesn't everybody want to win? Okay, besides Nathan and his problems. Everyone else. Like, doesn't everybody else want to win the championship? I don't understand why you wouldn't want to win it.
Right.
Except for, Nathan and his problems. But I can't really think of like a single person on the earth that would be like, I don't want to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Then what was all of the work for, getting this far just to lose, just to want to lose?
Yeah.
So for Whitey to say, like, I really want to win, I'm like, well, duh. How's that a secret?
Right.
I could see, like, and I don't understand either, because, like, when he's, like, talking about how, like, it's going to be over and stuff for him, we already knew that. He already told the boys that this was his last season.
Right.
So that also didn't make any sense, because I'm like, none of this is a secret.
And then Rachel goes to the office at school asking if someone, hypothetically, if someone was failing calculus, what would that mean, And then I'm guessing that, like, who was that? A teacher or
I think it was the tutor center.
person?
Yeah.
Yeah, teacher.
Because she was giving out the key to one of the drawers or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I mean, obviously not everybody would have access to that, as in teachers. You're only going to have access to the stuff that you need. They're not going to give you access to everyone's stuff. So I think that was finally like the tutor center's teacher staff member.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I don't think it was the office.
Right. So, whoever says that calculus is part of the school's core curriculum, which is surprising for back then, because that wasn't even a requirement for our school at the time, or even when we were in school, like high school.
But do you think it has something to do with where you live?
Yeah.
Maybe in North Carolina, it was.
Yeah.
Because I feel like California, I don't know why. Maybe it's like, from like TV shows. But it seems like they always take like really hard classes their senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's your requirement? But I'm like, because I mean, maybe Michigan's is very basic.
Yeah.
And it's easier. So, but maybe in North Carolina, California, those ones, they have to take calculus. But yeah, for us, we didn't. But I also think it might have something to do with our state.
Right.
But it's also weird because you would think the whole country would be the same, like for education.
Right. Yeah, but still not today with everything. So.
You would just assume.
Yeah. And then so the teacher.
Oh, I will say, I'm so glad I never took calculus.
Yeah, me too.
I would have failed. Oh my god, if that was a requirement for us, you know how many people probably would have failed?
Right.
Oh my god, there'd probably be like 10 people up there.
Oh
my god. And I'm not saying everyone's stupid. I'm just saying it just seems really hard.
Yeah, definitely.
And it seems like when they're sitting there, like, going through all the math, it's like, what did you just say?
Yeah.
Like that. Was that English you were saying? Because I don't know what you were just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in High School Musical, what was it that they were pi equals this over that and this and that and all of these equations? And I'm like, that Taylor and Gabriella were doing? Because I'm like,
Right. I mean, they were in a science lab, so as a kid, it made me think it was like chemistry or something. But yeah, when you say pi, I'm like, that's not chemistry. So I don't
because they
even know.
did. They said
Yeah.
pi.
Yeah. So I don't know why they were in a science lab doing that now that I think of it.
Right. That's what was confusing. Especially because we were in middle school in 6th grade when I
Mhm.
came out. So I was like, oh my God, like that's what our high school is going to be like.
Right.
And then we got to high school and I'm like, where's this pi equals this over this? And there's like the whole board is one equation. I'm like, where's that
Right.
class?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of class? Do you think it was kind of like a calculus class?
Yeah, probably. I know we did like we were introduced to pi in like 8th grade, but then we didn't really do it that much in high school that I can remember
Well,
anywhere.
like the pi was like two little things, like this equals this is pi or something. Like it wasn't like the whole board was one whole. Didn't you remember their little thing? And they're sitting there. I'm like, huh? I don't know what you're writing.
Right.
How can you even think that so
Yeah.
fast? I don't even understand this at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. If I had to take that class,
Right.
would not have passed high school.
Nope.
And so that's why I'm kind of thinking calculus is kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just in my head, like that's calculus, even though it probably isn't. I'm probably wrong. It just seems really difficult. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
heck, I thought algebra 2 was difficult.
Right.
And I thought geometry was difficult.
Yeah, so Google, it's AI though, but it says that pi is in geometry, trigonometry, and calculus. So it could have been trigonometry or calculus that they were doing, probably.
Oh, I have a question. Why
Yeah.
did we do algebra 1, geometry, then algebra 2?
Yeah, I thought about that too. I don't know. I mean, for me at least, algebra 2 was harder than geometry, but I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I just wanted the answers from the book.
Right.
I just never really understood why we did it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, my favorite math class was 12th grade because it was consumers and it had nothing to do with like stuff I will never know.
So when we were in school, wasn't there only trigonometry as an optional class? There was no calculus, or was there also calculus?
Wait, there was trig?
Yeah, I remember that was an optional class that some kids were taking.
Yeah, I remember the one hard class. That must have been trig.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no other option. We didn't have like more than one math like that. Like
Okay.
hard
Yeah.
ones.
I wonder if they do have it now, but yeah, back then only had trig.
Well, I mean, but then again, like our parents had to pass like home economics. So
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah.
we only had to pass consumers math, our fake family. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm like, okay, I will say maybe I would have been okay in all the algebra classes if I would have had a good, solid teacher for algebra. And because when you're getting told nothing of how to do anything, you can't really learn from that. And if you don't know how to do the problems, how can you truly teach yourself?
Right.
So I think because I got lost freshman year with algebra, I just never once you're down like that, how can you go to geometry?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. And then you go to algebra 2 right after. I still don't know algebra 1. And then you want me to go to those two?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the hard part, was I didn't have a teacher that taught me. So I didn't get the education that I should have.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I think our school failed me on that one.
Mm.
Because here's the thing. I used to be really good at math
Mm-hmm.
until I went to high school. And I think it has everything to do with freshman year
Mm-hmm.
because of the teacher not teaching.
Yeah, it's just those stupid videos
Wait, you had videos?
from my memory that just pulled out just now. Yeah, I feel like it was like videos from the textbook that we were learning from, like there was a website or something.
Oh,
So it's like interactive like that, but like it still didn't help me much. She did some things on the board, but like barely. So yeah.
yeah, he would start, and then that was it because somebody had a Google question. It
Mm.
was like, really, this is my life now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we were in 6th grade,
Mm-hmm.
well, okay, let's say middle school. What grade to you was the hardest?
Like class wise.
No, 6th, 7th, or 8th.
No, I mean like subject class wise, like math wise or
No, just
overall.
grade wise.
Overall.
Yeah. Well, in middle school.
Yeah, probably sixth grade.
Me too. What about high school?
Junior year.
Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What did we take junior year?
I don't know. I just really checked out that year, so it's just really hard for me.
Was it chemistry?
Yeah, definitely one of those. Yeah.
I'm gonna still go freshman year. So for me, it was 6th grade and 9th grade that were the toughest years.
Mm.
I don't know why, but our 6th grade teachers, it just seemed like they were hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, not really easy to get along with
Mm-hmm.
if you have questions. So right there, Brittany fails.
Right.
And then on top of it, it's like, I don't know, it just seemed like 7th and 8th grade were easy.
Yeah. Because with like math, I was always struggling a lot, but the teacher never once if I, wanted help or tutoring or something. So.
Exactly. I got C's.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I did so much better than next year. Not really, but I did better than 6th grade math when I went to 7th grade. Okay, I will say like English, 6th grade English, I was okay. But it was when I went to 7th grade, I was like, this is so easy. And then I look and I'm in advanced in 8th grade, and I was like, oh, how'd this happen?
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie, when we went to high school, and I went back to the middle school and I saw our 8th grade teacher, she was like, you're not in honors English in high school? And I was like, me? Honors English, you're funny. No. Are you kidding me? I did everything possible to not get an honors English. I did.
Yeah.
You know those essays we had to write to pick what class we were, if you're going to honors or not? I didn't really pay that much attention to it. Listen, it wasn't like, okay, I didn't want to go in honors English, first of all. So I didn't want to sit there and really, I didn't care. Did you really try?
I really don't remember. I think I did, but I just didn't pass, I guess.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I may have screwed our school over when it came to all those years of testing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember all those MEP testing that we had to do?
Yep.
I think I may have screwed our school over.
What do you mean?
Because this, do you really think, given what I just said, do you really think I actually read the questions?
Well, I would hope you did.
Hell to the no, I didn't. I just went circled in the. I
Oh my
just
goodness.
doubled in my answer. Listen, they said it didn't have reflect our grade. So when you tell me it doesn't reflect my grade, I don't give a crap.
Mhm.
Listen, I didn't want to be there. Okay. So I just, and then, I had to go slower though, because I don't want to be the first one done.
Right.
So, but yeah, I was like, and plus it was stupid to me. So I'm like, and now they make it a big deal. Like the test scores and stuff. I'm like, I think I screwed our school over.
Mhm.
Well, there had to be more people that were like me that are like, I don't think so.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna use my brain today.
Mhm.
But if it has nothing to do with my grade, why do I care about this test?
Weren't they supposed to be it was just like the state, like, just making sure the students were doing well, I think, right?
That's why I said I think I may. Well, here's the thing too. If they would have asked me, I would have said, well, the teachers aren't teaching me, clearly.
Mhm.
Especially in high school. They really weren't teaching me. I have a question in high school. Because they don't do it on these teen shows, any of the teen dramas that I've ever seen. I don't know about for you, but they don't get out of exams. I don't think there's one teen drama that the kids can get out of exams.
Right. Yeah.
Is there? Because normally they have exams and that's it.
Um,
We never really hear about them say, I'm going to get out of this exam.
didn't Haley get out of hers when she was on tour? Because she had like good grades, I think, something like that.
Yeah, but she fell behind.
I don't know.
But I'm
I
just
just
like,
remember she wasn't there for that one.
yeah, but she did the essay.
Oh, right. Yeah, she just wasn't there to take it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, which is weird because you would think the person could cheat.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I made sure I always got out of the hardest classes.
Right.
I always made sure, like for algebra, I'm like, I got my, C, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get out of this exam because I know if I take this exam, I'm gonna fail this class.
Right.
That was my way of thinking. Well, some people did it based off of like their favorite class, and I'm like, I did it based on my hardest and where
Mm-hmm.
my grade was.
Yeah, me too.
Like, because what was it? What was it, 70%? I don't know what the percentage was that our exam was for our grade, but I just remember I'm like, no. So I did it based off of what grade did I have and which one was going to be the hardest that I would know I would fail. And that's how I based mine.
Yeah, me too.
And then some of them I'm like, oh, I guess I have to take this one. Like, I think it was senior year. I think I had to take them all because I did the other program. So I was already out of all the afternoon classes. So I had to take all my exams, which means I had to take algebra. No, we had consumers math. Never mind. Yeah, I think that was the year I actually had easy classes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to take them all, except for anatomy. That was probably the hardest test exam that year.
Right. I think I got out of something, but I really don't remember which ones they were.
Yeah, but you were there all day.
Right.
I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we could only get out of like 3. So, I couldn't get out any.
Right.
So sad that I couldn't get out of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because in my program, I had to keep taking tests. So, no lie, every time we got done with something, here's a test. Like,
Mm-hmm.
serious? No lie. In electrical, everybody was cheating. Because the guy walked out of the room.
Yeah, I remember you said that before.
So don't walk out of the room and we won't have a problem. Maybe that's where Rachel / Brooke should have hoped that their teacher would have just walked out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird that Rachel is so into this when we know it's Brooke's grade.
Right.
Isn't it? Like, what kind of friend is like, I'm going to talk to this staff member so they know I'm failing. And then I'm going to talk to the person who hates me the most. And all because you're failing?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Do you?
Mm-mm.
But then again, Brooke did basically the same thing kind of about the pregnancy. Made it her problem when it was Haley's. And Rachel's doing the same thing of that I'm going to take it as my problem, but it's really Brooke's problem.
I guess that's just how they help their friend in this show, at least those two characters.
Yeah, I feel like it's only those two. Because I feel like Haley usually is like, you all need to be better.
Yeah.
And then Peyton, not so sure.
Mm-mm.
I don't know what her excuse is.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. Her life.
Yeah.
She just kind of floats.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Rachel and Brooke just take on other people's problems and they really shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not like this when other people know about it.
Well, yeah, because now the staff member, whoever this person is,
Mhm.
now thinks you're failing.
Yeah.
You do.
Might not graduate.
Well, and here's the thing. You mean to tell me you don't think that those teachers go and talk?
Mm-hmm.
Of course they do.
Right.
What? As soon as you leave the room, they're going to go find their little teacher buddy and go tell them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like any job. You go and you confide in your work friend.
Right.
So to get through the day. And if you find something interesting, you're going to tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're going to tell you. So I'm like, that was pretty stupid, Rachel.
Right. Yeah, and then this teacher is, telling Rachel that, she knows she flirts her way through high school and she's a pretty girl and she can bluff a lot of people, but she can't bluff math. So she tells her to study for her final and graduate with her friends.
So I guess Mr. whatever his name is, Nick, I guess he was honest for one thing when he said all the teachers know about Rachel.
Yeah.
Because
Talk about her.
obviously he wasn't truthful in like his relationship, but he was
Mm-hmm.
truthful here when he said the teachers talk.
Yep.
And they all know about Rachel.
Mm-hmm. And then at the cafe, Nathan walks in while Haley is working. And then, that's their lunch break at school, but she's working.
This was so weird. How long of a lunch did these people have?
Yeah. And Haley has to be over or at least 18 because I feel like there would be some child labor laws broken if she was working this much, even during her school lunch hour. Or not even hour, like half hour, probably.
But how? By the time
I
you
know.
get to the
I
cafe
know.
and back
Exactly.
would be
Mm-hmm.
probably your 30 minutes or over.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's what I
understand how
thought
she
too.
has time. I don't understand how she has time to work during
Mm-hmm.
lunch.
Yeah.
We only had 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Unless these people are going to school at 7 a.m. until 6 at night, and so they got 3 hours of lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand this. Also, if it was true, I would not want to go to that school.
Right.
Because
Or
I
unless
would just say cut my hour in half so I can go home.
mm-hmm. Or unless like the school is just right down the street from the cafe.
But even still, by the time you get there,
Mm-hmm.
you clock in or whatever, You'd
Mhm.
only have time to bust a couple tables, and then you got to get back.
Yep.
And then, what if there's traffic?
Mhm.
I
Unless
mean,
she's walking.
think about it. We only had time in high school to get from our school to Taco Bell and back,
Mhm.
and our time was up. That was it.
Right. Mhm.
So how is it Haley has time to work?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mhm.
Even if she had an hour, that really wouldn't give a whole lot of time still. Because
Right.
what if you have a table that is sitting there for 2 hours?
Mhm.
Then you're gonna start waiting on them, and then all of a sudden Karen has to take over, and so she's gonna get the tip money.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's smart. I don't know. I can't really see it, but okay. Again, unless they got a 3-hour lunch.
Mhm.
And I mean, maybe she has, maybe she has like a, I don't know, empty period or something
Maybe, yeah.
where she can do whatever she pleases.
Mhm.
But I don't know. That's still kind of pushing it.
Yeah. And then Haley shows Nathan her $100 bill tip that she got.
Yeah, and she tells the guys, uh, she tells them like, oh, come again. And they're
Mhm.
like,
Yep.
yeah, we will. And Nathan's like, oh God.
Mhm. Yep. And then he,
That's what
follows
you
them
get.
out. Yeah. So he follows them out into the alley and he yells at Daunte, being all tough, saying that this is over, to stay away from him and his
Okay.
wife.
Okay. Daunte has people. Okay.
Hmm. Even
Nathan,
though we only see Bear.
Nathan, you have nobody. But really, Nathan, you are going to go up against him.
Right.
Okay. Again, where was this tough guy act when it came to Jimmy?
Hmm.
Remember when I said from now on I can't picture it?
Well, I guess it's easier because he doesn't see a gun in front of him, being pointed at him. So he feel like he can talk.
Smack? Okay.
Hmm.
Oh no, but I don't know, isn't it kind of worse when he pulls out what was it that he had?
Just like a piece of wood.
Oh, kind of seemed like steel.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It was a pipe. Yeah, pipe
Yeah.
from, yeah.
And about to smash his leg so he don't walk
Yeah.
again. I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
that's smart.
Yeah.
Good job, Nathan.
Yeah. Nathan just didn't see it coming.
I don't know, when they grab you like that, tells me something bad is gonna happen.
Hmm.
I don't know, when you trash talk um Daunte
Hmm.
and like those loan sharks, I don't really think
Hmm.
that you're gonna come out in one piece.
Hmm.
Do you?
No.
I really do think in real life he probably would have been injured.
Yeah.
I don't think in real life they would have let him off so easy.
Nope.
But I'm like, it's a TV show, so we truly can't hurt Nathan. But I do think in real life it'd be different.
Yeah, he definitely would.
Yeah. Of this is the taste of what's about to happen to you.
Hmm.
We're just giving you a preview. But here he
Yeah.
only smashed it next to him. I'm like, no, it would have been his leg.
Hmm. Yeah, so Dante tells him to, lose the game and they won't, he won't have to deal with this for real next time.
Okay, but then what's next time gonna be?
Hmm.
Daunte will never leave you alone.
Yeah, he'll follow him to Duke, in
Yeah.
those games. Yep.
Yep. And then you'll never get to the NBA because of Daunte.
Hmm.
But also of yourself because you actually went along with it.
Right. And then at Peyton's, Derek is painting her bedroom walls red.
This was so cute.
Hmm.
When did he promise her he'd paint her walls?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of little things we don't see.
Yeah, because remember, I don't know, at some point, I think it's later on, he says that he promised her. And I'm like, huh? But then I said, but it's just so cute. he's taking the time out of his day and doing this for her. It's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
While she is doing nothing.
Yeah.
Well, usually it's Peyton painting, but it was nice. But again, why red?
I don't know. Something about the color, probably.
Red equals blood.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dan would know.
Yeah.
So basically now Peyton and Dan have the same color walls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so he's talking to her, but she's not paying attention. She says she's dealing with some boy drama, and
He goes,
Derek,
Lucas?
yep, figures it out, yep, because he knows she likes him, and Payne says, everybody knows this except Lucas himself, and Derek tells her to talk to him. He doesn't understand why she's so afraid of her own feelings, and then Payne points out that those feelings are what destroyed her friendship with Brooke, and she doesn't want to lose Lucas too. So this was a nice moment that she had with Derek, because last time she could talk to, anything like this to anyone, it was Ellie. So it's been a minute.
Yeah. But it was nice because he said, I've been, teaching you, you can't live in fear and you got to take the risks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because, the only person she truly, opened up to is Jake. But I feel like when it came to Jake, it was more about Jenny.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry for all the Jake and Peyton fans, but I just feel like when it came to Jake, it was more about the fact that there was a baby attached.
Yeah.
It wasn't
that was his priority.
What?
It just, that was his priority.
Yeah, but then it became her number one priority.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what she turned to was baby. And it's instead of him.
Mm-hmm.
If we take Jenny out as if she wasn't there, right? Would she still like him?
Yeah,
because she kind of started out to babysit for him. And then it turned into a relationship. But again, there was a baby that started it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we take the baby out of it, how much would she really like Jake?
Well, there were times when she didn't want him to leave when he had to for Jenny. So that was when Jenny wasn't, on her mind.
Yeah, but he also probably wouldn't be the person that he would have been if he didn't have Jenny.
Right.
I just feel like she likes Lucas differently and more.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, so he, Derek tells Payne to ask Lucas to go to the banquet with her. And, then she says she should get back to school, but the room was looking better. And Derek says, he'll be done by the time she gets home if she promises to take a risk today and then make it a deal. And then Nathan gets to school where Lucas tells him, about Whitey telling him that he's going to have him present the award to him at the banquet. I'm sorry, Lucas tells Nathan. And then Nathan takes it as if Lucas is only bringing this up because he doesn't want to do it. So he tells him just say no if he wants to. And Lucas explains that's not it. He just wants to know.
Yeah, if he's presenting it to Nathan Scott, the MVP, or Nathan Scott, the point shaver.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I felt like Lucas kind of said it a little too loud.
Mm-hmm.
There's people around Lucas, and you're going to say he's a point shaver?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's going to go well for Nathan.
Yeah, they should have had them be in the bathroom alone or something.
Right? I'm why would you say it right here?
Right. And then Nathan tells him that he doesn't need another lecture and he didn't ask him to miss those free throws. So just, if he doesn't want to give him the award, then don't. And Lucas reminds Nathan that he told him it was over and just promised him that. And Nathan says nothing and walks away. So now Lucas knows it's still going on.
Nathan's look on his face was telling me something.
Mm-hmm. And then outside the school, Brooke walks up to Peyton, giving her a to-go box, saying she thought she could use it since she's screwing her leftovers. And Payne points out that, she went through all the trouble of, actually getting her the box. So at least she's a dedicated bitch. And Brooke replies back that, she's the dedicated slut.
But I did like when she said that, for the record, she's not screwing Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And, that Brooke has a hard time understanding that two people in bed doesn't mean that they're doing anything besides sleeping together.
Yeah.
Besides sleeping. I was like, yeah, that's true. Because, like, Brooke, that is in her mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, they can be just friends.
Right. And then Brooke's, I feel like this was when it shows that Brooke was just like only about getting Lucas back to get, back at Peyton. Because she tells her that, I can take him back whenever I want,
Like, he's a toy.
Yeah.
I'm like, when did he become a toy
Mm-hmm.
that, like, you can just take when you want? I was like, wouldn't that be up to him?
Yeah. Yeah, it just shows that she really doesn't like Lucas still. And, Payne points it out, like, if she does, she better, be serious about it. He deserves to be with somebody, who loves him.
Yeah, and then Brooke's response back was, what, like you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like season 1 all over again. So
Yeah, that Brooke is that, and Peyton actually likes him.
mm-hmm. Yep.
But once again is holding back her feelings for him.
Yep. And then Brooke finds Lucas just down the way and asks if she can talk to him.
Yeah, and she wants to ask him if he wants to go to the banquet together.
Yep.
Bad idea.
Yep. And then, Lucas was just explaining to Brooke too about Payne sleeping over because her crazy stalker was out there. They caught him, so she's safe now. So Payne won't be there anymore.
Of course, Brooke's happy with that.
Yep. And then Brooke also said they could go just as friends too. And Lucas says that he remembers that, asking her the same thing once. And she admits that he was right, and she knows that now. And then, he thinks about it for a second, then says yes. So too bad he didn't know about the to-go box, and he would probably definitely say no.
Well, why would he say yes?
I don't know. I guess he thought about it and guess he misses her too.
Why does he want Brooke back? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Rachel walks into the tutoring center where Haley is. And Haley, thinks that, she's there for something else. So she tells her the nurse's office is still the best place, to treat a disease. Basically just trying to talk smack to her. And Rachel says, good to know, but she's looking for a tutor.
Yep.
And he laughs, and says, oh, you're serious.
Yeah, and then she tells her she's failing and everything, and she won't be able to graduate. When she said with her friends, and then Haley goes, "Remind me who your friends are again."
Yeah.
She should have said they're your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't like Rachel, but it would have been a funny thing to say.
Yeah. And then Rachel says, she knows they've had their differences, and she says that what she can do is, some of the brain dead losers at their schools, and she's actually smart. She just skips too many classes to catch up. Just trying to make butter Haley up, and then Haley tells her, if she's really committed, she can assign her to somebody else, to help her.
Because she can't help her personally. It's
Right.
not possible. And she goes, "Oh, you're all booked up," and she goes, "No, I have plenty of time. I just can't stand you."
Mm-hmm.
It was so funny.
Yeah. At least Haley is honest.
Oh my god! But then Dan goes to see Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yep.
And then she said that 5 visits in 1 week, that he's the most loyal customer. I was like, oh, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
He seriously likes her.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. By now, does he like her for her, or does he like her because he feels guilty of Keith?
I think both probably at this point.
Yeah, because I do think he's starting to have the same feelings he did back in high school.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so then he asked her to the banquet, and not as a date, just 2 people attending the same event, right, in the same car, possibly
Okay.
at the same table. Yep.
Okay, Dan.
Mm-hmm. And Karen, thinks this is too much because, the crib's one thing, but this quote unquote date or not is too much. And he says he understands, but he'll see her there. And then at school, Lucas walks up to Peyton at her locker, you know, telling her, thanks for ditching him at lunch. And she says, sorry, Derek was repaying her room. She figured that the least she could do was keep him company. So Lucas mentions that her and Derek are getting pretty close. And she says, yeah, but he's still annoying. He seems to have an opinion about everything. And Lucas says that, he reminds her of, if he reminds her of anyone. And she says, if he means him, then yes.
So when she said, so then she asks him if, he wanted to go to the banquet together. He said, I'd love to, Peyton. But he says that there, like the weirdness going on between her and Brooke right now. And then he said that Brooke already asked him. I'm like, could have just said that.
Yeah.
Instead of bringing up the weirdness between them, how about you just say, Brooke already asked me.
Yeah, and then flip that around, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he says that it would be great if they could all go together.
Yeah, no.
No. And Payne says she didn't know they were back together, but Lucas says no, they're not. He doesn't know what they are, but he'll find out tonight. And then in the hall for the banquet, Brooke is there with Rachel because she told her she would help her decorate. And Brooke doesn't like the centerpieces, and Rachel doesn't care about any of it. And Rachel asks why she's so concerned with the banquet, and Brooke says because she asked Lucas to go with her. And Rachel asks her, what was she thinking? Go sleep with him if she's horny. She doesn't need to go to the banquet with him because what she's feeling isn't real. And Brooke admits she might be wrong, and then says the flowers are too. And then Rachel's disappointed because Brooke has a date and she doesn't. And then that's when we, mentioned earlier about Mouth walking in, and she assuming that he was free to go with her. And they also mentioned the seating chart, and Brooke, points out who was sitting at a certain table, and she did this on purpose. So was that supposed to be Lucas sitting next to her?
I don't know. Probably.
Because they didn't really make that clear.
No, because when they get to the banquet, it's just about Mouth.
Yeah, like that made sense for that seating chart change. So then, let's see. Yeah, so Rachel makes that seating chart change herself now for her and Mouth, even though she knows that he's going with Gigi. So she's trying to sabotage that now because she has nothing better to do.
No, and it's hard because like Gigi and Mouth are cute.
Yeah. And then at Peyton's, Derek gets a call. He has to go back to base, back to his military job. And while he's on the phone too, he'll see his Peyton drawing about people always leaving. Now thinking that he's going to be the one to leave Peyton now too.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when Peyton walks into her room, amazed at the work he did with the painting, and she can't believe he did it all in one day. And he said that was the bargain, and asked if she'd do the same. She says yes, but he said no to the banquet, Lucas. But at least she put herself out there, he tells her, so he's proud of her.
And then she asks him if he'll go, and he agrees.
Yeah. So it was nice for him to do that, even though we know what was going to happen afterward.
Yeah, I think he did it though because he's leaving.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because she said she doesn't think she can handle another no when asking him. And then he asks if she has a special place for this, the drawing, and she holds it up, or he holds it up to her, and she says she used to, but she doesn't think she needs it anymore. But she's going to change her mind about that. Yeah. And then Lucas goes to the cafe where Haley mentions that she heard he's presenting Nathan the reward. And if he needs a ride, and he says no, he's going with Brooke. So, Haley is surprised about this. She asks if they're back together, and Lucas says he doesn't know. And he asks Haley and his mom if he thinks he's crazy for going. And Haley says no, and Karen also says no. She says maybe Brooke thinks she made a mistake and everybody deserves a second chance. And then you can tell that she was kind of thinking about the same thing about Dan. So.
Yeah, the whole thing was about Dan, because even like Lucas was like looking like when she said like everyone deserves a second chance, it's like not everybody.
Yeah. And then Haley brings up Rachel about tutoring her, just kind of how it was like, with Nathan being somebody she doesn't like that needs tutoring.
And then, of course, he brings up the second chances. So it's kind of like, yeah, she has to.
Yeah. Though she did point out that Rachel got plenty of second chances and every time she blew it. But, Lucas says people make mistakes, and if they're willing to put the past behind them, then maybe we should too.
Yep, and then Karen just all thinking of Dan.
Yep.
Then she goes to see him, though. Ew.
Yeah, all dressed up for the banquet. Yep. But she says it's not a date. Sure.
Looks like one.
Mm-hmm. And then at the banquet, Karen and Dan show up together when Tim's mom, who shouldn't be there because Tim isn't there. So
maybe she's still on the board or something, just doesn't have a kid there.
Yeah, still weird though.
Well, there's people that do that. Like they got nothing else to do, so they just help the school.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I have some family member that did that even after his sons graduated from high school.
Yeah.
But at least show-wise, it just seems weird. Why is his mom there, but he's not there,
Well, Karen brings it up.
Yeah.
Well, it was because it was weird when she said that, together again, and that, I heard you're pregnant, and it's just like high school. It's like, oh my God. Because it's not, because it's Keith's baby. Listen, lady, it's Keith's baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when she was like, does your son even go here? Or is he even on the basketball team anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Then she said he's doing really well. What did you think when what Dan said to her?
Yeah, it reminded me of how Nathan and Tim used to talk to each other. Like Nathan was like, just say what it really is, Tim, kind of thing.
No, what he said.
Yeah, I know. Just say that he's slow.
Yeah. I was like, it wasn't that he just said just say it. It was what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And at least we got an explanation because he was gone for a while until he was brought up for real. So now they explain where he went.
Well, because you would think that Nathan was his best friend. He would have been at their wedding.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to miss a party.
Right. And then Mouth and Gigi are looking for their seats. And Mouth asks Rachel, are they at the same table? Because he only sees Rachel's name card next to his. And Rachel says that since Gigi was added by, last minute, they had to sit her somewhere else. And that's when Gigi's like, that's okay because now I have the best seat in the house.
And she sits on them. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was so good, too, because Rachel did not know what to say. And Mouth, did you see him? He was, like, proud. I was like, oh, my God. Like, Gigi is standing up to Rachel. Like, the one who was so afraid to speak is now going up against Rachel.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, the meanest of mean girls, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Rachel knows she can't get her away, so she's like, I'll get you a chair, in defeat.
Well, she don't want to see Gigi sitting on him. So
yeah, that too.
I'll get you a seat.
And then Payne and Derek get there, and Derek's all nice in his military uniform. I liked that. And then they end up being seated with everybody else, all the main characters at the same table. So that'd be kind of a big table for that, but Brooke gives Payne a look and Derek whispers to Payne, no fear. And then it's kind of funny because everyone's just sitting there in silence until Payne introduces Derek to everybody. And then, Derek asks the guys if they're going to win the state championship. And Lucas, asks Nathan, like, are we, Nathan?
And Nathan's like, I'm going to kill you, so shut up.
Yeah.
Across the table.
Glaring at him, yeah. And then Payne breaks the awkwardness by asking if anyone needs a drink. Surprised they can get drinks there for being underage students, but okay. Because it's not like a private party that they're hosting. It's like a school thing. So the chaperones, the adults there, should make sure the teenagers aren't drinking. But
maybe they meant punch.
Yeah, I guess. But to Peyton, it sounded like she definitely needed a drink. And then Brooke says to Derek, or says that Derek seems nice to Lucas, and Lucas says, he is a good guy, and she should get to know him. it's no surprise that Brooke has no interest in talking to Derek, even though she's not friends with Payne, but she didn't get to know Ellie either. It just, it seems like the only family member that Brooke knows is the dad that she has a crush on. Unfortunately.
So right after Lucas says that about Derek, and then it goes on to Brooke's scene, or her on her.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had one in a while, and here it is. Chad Standen is there.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yep.
At what point when she was saying that it's about them, or was it just
It's
like
right after Lucas says he's a good guy and stuff, and then it goes to Brooke because she's about to say something.
Oh,
And when
so
it's
right
on,
next to her?
yeah, right on her coverage when she's looking at him is
Mhm.
Chad Standen, and it's like
Mm.
not
Yeah. So do you think they have these stand-ins because the actor, like, why do you think the actor couldn't do that? I wonder.
because it was Chad.
Like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I wonder. They never mentioned that, why someone isn't there.
Well, like on this show, you would assume it would be because of their divorce.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember watching like bloopers and stuff of like Friends, and they're like, this is, Monica stand-in. And it's like, huh? What does she need a
Mm-hmm.
stand-in for? You're on a comedy show. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't get how you need a stand-in.
Yeah, because they could be sick, but as far as I know, a lot of actors don't even do that. They don't take sick days, so that's
No,
why I
they
just
don't. They
wonder.
say unless you're
Yeah,
dead,
yeah.
you show up.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the thing was Coach Taylor on Friday Night Lights, he had pneumonia and he had to go out there and work and finish the
Yeah,
scene. It
yeah. I
don't
mean,
matter if you're dead or unless you're truly
mhm.
dead, you
Yeah,
gotta show up to work.
yeah. I think it's different now with COVID. Maybe that's when they have them be out for maybe a few days now. But yeah, back then they were always seemed to be there no matter what. So.
Yeah, but given the fact that he's in all the other scenes
Mm-hmm.
and it's a stand-in, like okay, I
Mm-hmm.
get like the stand-ins, like or not stand-ins, but like I get like the their stunt doubles.
Yeah,
Because obviously
they can't do
they're
everything. Yeah,
right. So I get that. But to stand in for a whole scene that somebody's actually doing.
yeah. For 1 second.
Because I heard from like Seventh Heaven, they said like because the kids were younger, like
Mm-hmm.
they would have like people stand in
Yeah,
as
child labor. Yeah,
them to go
yeah.
through
Labor law.
lines until the
Mm-hmm.
kids can go on set. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But like to read lines until the camera's ready, action, and then you go on your mark. But
Mm-hmm.
here they're actually physically doing the scene,
Yeah.
and he's not in his spot.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah. So if anybody out there listening knows the answer to why they do this in shows, let us know because we're just confused here.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Too bad we can't ask Chad himself, but.
But like the thing is, like whoever's the editor
Mm-hmm.
failed that one.
Well, they did well with me because, like I said, I didn't even notice. So.
Oh, it's noticeable. They don't even have the same nose.
Yeah, well, I guess I just concentrate on the actor who's talking to, like, in the shot, so that's probably why I didn't see it, but yeah.
And so that's like my thing is like the editors, they gotta do better.
Hmm. Maybe it was the whole ratio thing about the screen and the TV from streaming. Maybe it was that, like, maybe the stand wasn't really noticeable, like, he was kind of, like, cut out more, maybe, on
You
TV.
think it was just like his arm that was in there, so you could have said it was Chad's arm,
Yeah, probably. It has to be.
and then now
If
it's
it
his face.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's that noticeable, yeah, probably.
Like it's his eye, his
Mhm.
nose.
Mhm.
Like that's a lot, and they don't look like Chad.
Yeah.
And his hair is different.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just weird because like And then she's looking at him. So we know it's not him.
Right.
But then it's weird because right after it goes to him, it's back to being Chad. It's like, just put him in it. Seriously. This is why I could not be a director, because I'd be like, no. I'd be like, that looks stupid. We're not doing that. No, that's why I couldn't, because I would be judging it too much.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes, think about it, if on set they actually have people that were judging it like that, maybe some of the shows wouldn't look so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm saying all of them. I'm not saying just One Tree Hill. They all would be better if there was people on set that were like, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with it. Instead of, well, we'll just see how the editing is. What?
Yeah.
At that point, you won't even have all the coverage. So then you have to throw the stunts in. So that's what's weird too, is like, I don't get what the stand-ins are for. Again, because they're doing their scenes. The stand-in should be there. Or Chad should be there, not the stand-in.
Right. Yeah, because I don't think Chad was filming anything at the same time as this, so like he couldn't make it there in time for that shot. I don't know.
Yeah, because right after it goes right to him, and it's him, and it's like,
And then Payne is watching them from the distance because she's getting the drinks with Derek.
Oh yeah, when she's looking over at the stand-in.
Again, I did not even notice, so I was
keeps going back from Chad to the stand-in. It's annoying, actually.
Yeah, I just noticed how Payne, looked hurt seeing them together because Lucas was like touching, or the stand-in was touching Brooke's back from a distance. Yeah.
I didn't know Peyton had a thing for the stand-in.
And then at another table, Dan asks Karen, how Haley's doing. He's actually interested in how Haley's doing, which is shocking because he never really seemed to before. But Karen said she's...
Well, I think he sees like Nathan's happy. Well, because he knows about the whole... No, he doesn't know yet about Daunte. He knows they're having money problems.
But he's not doing anything about it. Yeah.
And he knows that she's pregnant, so he's probably like, that can't be good.
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to like look good for Karen, like he's interested in how his daughter-in-law is doing.
Well, plus he brings up maybe the baby or something. It'll be like, see, I care.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably wouldn't even ask if she wasn't pregnant, probably, yeah. So, Karen says she's grown to a strong woman and she can't believe she's going to be a mom because, yesterday it seemed like that she was going over and asking if Lucas can come out and play. And Dan mentions that Haley and Nathan are very young, but at least they have each other and Nathan's going to be a good, good father. And then he glances at Karen and then says, because he kind of reminded himself that he wasn't a good one to Lucas. So kind of calling himself out there without actually doing it. And then he says, he knows that she has no regrets, but he does. He needs her to know that. And then Lucas steps up to the podium and he says, that he's very proud to present the award to a very important person, Nathan for being the MVP, because one leads a team not only in points or rebounds, but also leads by example. And, they're very proud to follow in the footsteps of their leader and most valuable player, Nathan Scott. So Nathan walks up now. Lucas gives him the trophy and tells him that he's the leader, reminding him, basically telling him to make the good choice, better choice.
Yeah, I like Nathan's speech was so short, it was hilarious.
Yeah, I think
he just thanked the teammates and coach, and that was it.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to get off there because maybe he felt like he didn't deserve the award with what he was doing, with the points and everything.
That's what I got out of it, is he feels guilty.
Yeah. And then Brooke walks over to Haley later, and Haley asks her if Nathan looked too nervous to her, and Brooke says that he looks like the star of the basketball team, and Haley's really, happy to hear that and agrees. And then Brooke brings up Rachel about being tutored, basically telling her that Rachel's been good to her lately, so she should think about it.
But she has. She just turned Nick in the other episode.
Right, yeah.
And Brooke. I mean, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good friend.
Mm-hmm. But Haley's still mad that Rachel was hating on Nathan, and Brooke mentions about second chances, so Haley gets mad, like, what's it with you and Lucas and your second chances? And she can't help Rachel, but Brooke explains that just she's been a good person, so just think about it. And then Derek goes to check on Peyton because she's staying like in another room somewhere, and he gives her a drink, and she thanks him for coming to her, to the event with her, because without him, she would have left a long time ago.
So
And
then
then
he tells her that his unit is deploying in 24 hours, so he has to leave.
Yep. And then he got the call today, so because I think she was worried that maybe he was like hiding it from her, maybe, but he was just waiting for the right time to tell her. Still, and he's supposed to actually be back right now, but he's there with her. So she asks, why isn't he? And he says because his little sister needed him, which was sweet.
That was so cute.
Yeah. And that's when Payne says, guess she needs to, she needs her drawing after all. Hung up. And then Mr. Turner goes to the podium now, basically introducing about Whitey and about the lifelong achievement. And Whitey, gets to the podium and he tells the team that, they have one more game to play. And then he says the award means so much to him and he might have given a lifetime to the team, but the players have given him so much more. And that, basketball was his first love. And most of them realize, you don't forget your first love. And that's when Payne looks over at Lucas. And then Whitey says his only regret is that, Camila can't, or Camilla, what? Camilla? Camila. I'm used to the Spanish pronunciation, but yeah. Isn't there to be there to celebrate with him, who understood him, and basically gives that speech, making everybody realize, who they should be with and who they shouldn't be with.
It was so sweet for his speech because he was getting so emotional talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he's really proud that he got to, do the one, go back to his first love, which was basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then that's when Nathan goes over to Dan, telling him he needs to talk to him because he probably figured out that he should do better by Haley now,
Well, he was in
so
trouble. So I liked when he told his dad, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
And then when he told him what happened, and Dan said, how could you be so stupid? I'm like, well, Dan, I've been trying to figure that one out.
Mm-hmm. And Nathan did go to Dan first, so he can't really entirely blame him. But yeah, and then he's so young and like naive kid still. Even though he's gonna be a dad like pretty soon, like in a month from now, basically, because time goes so fast at this point with the pregnancy. But
and then he said, tell me their names.
Yep.
That was funny.
And then of course, Dan knows who they are, so he knows how serious it is.
Yeah, and they said, I'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm. And then he tells Karen he has to leave. Something urgent came up. And Karen says fine, because it's not like it was a date. And, Dan says if she says so. And then Brooke walks over to Peyton, asking her, needing to ask her something. And Brooke is surprised she doesn't have a prop this time. And Brooke says, that if she's sleeping over at Lucas's, why hasn't she told him how he feels? And Payne says, she told her she wasn't going to say anything to Lucas until it was over between them. And then tells Brooke if she had moved on, then she probably would have said something by now. But she hasn't dated anybody since Lucas, even though she doesn't know about Nick. I mean, you could count that, but I don't know. At the same time, you can't really count that. I don't know.
I counted that, and that's why Brooke was like, yeah, I haven't been with anybody. It's like, oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because she could have brought it up, but then again, not really, because that was a teacher. So,
but it was somewhat of a weird relationship.
Yeah, so that's why it's like kind of weird if you can count it or not. But
I count it because
she wasn't interested in him,
right? And Peyton didn't have somebody.
Mm-hmm. And then, she tells Payne that she had her chance. She should have said something. And Payne says, doesn't matter now, does it? And looks at the two of them, because it looks like the two of them are getting back together because they're there together at the banquet. And Brooke says she was mad at, she tells Payne that she was mad at her.
When she asked him to go.
Yeah. And Payne asks, does that mean that she invited him out of spite, and Brooke doesn't at first, and now she doesn't know anymore, and then walks away.
Oh my God. So when Dan goes to see Daunte, oh my God.
At the strip club.
Yeah, this was like chilling though. Cause like, Dan is the mayor. He has all this power. It's all we all hear about. And he is tough. And so it was like, wow, like Daunte kind of scared him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't ever think Dan could be scared like that by somebody, but nope, someone did. Someone overpowered him. Because, like, right away, oh, Mayor Dan Scott's like, oh my God, this is not going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
But what did you think, though, when he told the girls, take a hike, bitches?
Yeah, of course he has to be disrespectful like that. Yeah.
I think he had to be because Daunte brought up his son and everything. So it's like, it's like tit for tat kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Dan, is willing to give him any amount of money to make this go away, but of course Daunte doesn't want to do this. He wants to keep making things worse for Nathan and getting more money than he ever could.
Mm-hmm. So then when he was talking about like, oh, your sons and everything, about them playing in the game and stuff, and then and then he was like, then Dan was like, you don't scare me, couple of punks and stuff. But then it was like he got, like Daunte, of course, got worse because he brought up, he said it's awful comforting having so many people close to you, isn't it? Like his ex-wife, his cute little daughter-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little weird. A couple of sons, and also let's not forget Karen Rowe and her baby. And that's when Dan's like, so Dan's eye didn't really get like, it didn't like really churn until it got to Karen. Then it was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think he called Haley cute little wife to Nathan earlier too in the alleyway.
He did.
But yeah, so I think that's a bad sign to think that he likes Haley, but he also told Dan that like it would be a shame if, the ground around his brother started getting crowded.
Yeah,
so
with all of those people that he loves.
Yeah, and that's when he was really threatening him.
Yep. So then when so then basically the whole thing is the boys have to lose the game.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to it.
Yeah, so I wish we got like Daunte like before, to show exactly how powerful he is, because he just kind of came out of the blue and Dan knows him, but we don't know how he knows him. Like, did he make a deal with Daunte when he was younger, like Nathan? Like, what happened? Like, why is Dan so afraid of him? That has to be it, but we don't get that backstory, so we don't really understand exactly what's going on here,
Probably because he knows that Daunte can kill.
I mean, I think they went to school together in high school, but that's pretty much it. But like, what could he have done back then to make Dan, so scared of him too? So, I wonder.
I mean, I'm sure he's heard stories in town. But also too, like Daunte, I think it's just because he's so powerful or something. Like,
I know. I just want to know how he even got there to make Dan so afraid of him. So
he probably, well, I mean, Dan kind of is a crook too. So, remember his little black book? So it's kind of like he does makes bad choices and stuff. So
yeah, you just think as the mayor, Dan wouldn't be scared of him because he could like do whatever he wanted to Daunte, get him arrested or whatever. So, but
yeah,
he has no power here.
But then he would have all of his own minions to go after the Scott family.
Yeah, I guess.
One by one.
Yeah. And he's probably scared that Daunte might find out that he killed Keith, maybe. Maybe that's why he's actually afraid too. Like if he goes digging, he might find something. But back at the banquet, Haley tells Nathan she's proud of him, and Nathan says he wishes that people would stop saying that, because he feels guilty. And she asks what's going on with him. He's been distant all day. And she asks if it's the game. And he says no. Just feeling a lot of pressure lately. But he thinks for the first time in a while, he thinks everything's going to be okay.
Nope. Yeah, because he thinks daddy's taking care of it.
Yep.
Okay, but then Haley brings up tutoring Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, though, when Nathan said, well, she did help me with the whole baby thing. It's like, come on, really? That's how you're going to get Haley to tutor Rachel? I have a question. Why does everyone want Haley to tutor Rachel?
Yeah, I don't know.
Has she not been a problem in the group?
Right. Yeah.
I don't get that at all.
And then I think they just, I think Nathan, even Haley doesn't mention it either, but 'cause she only said that about her hating on Nathan. But I think they both forgot about the whole wedding and the crash and
Cooper?
Nathan's PTSD like that, and then Haley told Rachel herself that it was all her fault. So I guess now they're just sweeping that under the rug.
It's just so annoying. It's not like it's anyone else in the group that needs help.
Mm-hmm.
It's Rachel, who has done bad things to all of them.
Right.
So it's just annoying because I'm like, seriously, Haley is the only one with the brain right now in the group to say no. Everyone else was like afraid to tell Rachel no or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Peyton isn't involved with this because they're not friends or anything, but she even messed with Peyton, getting her drunk and putting her in Lucas's room and messing that up for Lucas and Brooke. I guess another thing Brooke forgot about, but
well, it was Peyton's room.
Oh yeah, whatever room it was, she put her in. But yeah,
but I don't like it because I'm like, Rachel isn't like the core group.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus she's messed with everybody, and she has been given second chances, and all she does is ruin them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, she keeps ruining them after the whole time capsule thing. She never stopped. So I don't think Haley should have to tutor her.
Right.
Plus, think if you were Haley, like someone's going after your husband. I don't think so. Like, you ain't gonna get tutored for me. You can fail, all I care.
Yeah, and they have other tutors, so it's not like Haley's her only option. So
well, Haley even said, I can find somebody else for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So that's what's annoying too. I just don't like it. That like there's not one other person that's like, no, that's okay. You don't have to tutor her. No, every single person is telling her to.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying.
Yeah, because this would be, Rachel's like 6-second chance or something like that.
Yeah, because it's like it's one thing if like Peyton came to her or something, or even Brooke, but it's like no, it's Rachel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some people just don't deserve so many chances after a while. So.
Mm-mm.
And then outside, Derek tells Payne that he should be getting to base before they think he went AWOL, and he offers to take her home. But she says she'll walk, and he asks if she's sure, and she says, quotes him about having no fear. And she mentions that she hasn't walked by herself since Psycho Derek disappeared, and even though she said, even though she said Psycho, she still points out that she means other Derek to him, like if he, didn't realize that, but it would be nice to walk by herself, and Derek is impressed. She wants to be alone. And he tells her to look how far she's come, and Payne tells Derek it's because of him.
But the next part, the goodbye is hard.
Mm-hmm. And she's a pro at it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But their little goodbye was so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so cute because he said, I won't go trying to be a hero or anything. And she's like, sure you will. And he said, I'll be back. Oh, that was so cute.
Right. Does he come back though?
I want to say yes.
But I can't remember.
Might be season 5.
Oh, doesn't he? He doesn't come back for her graduation. I think he came back for something for her. I can't remember.
I think it was season 5.
When they're adults?
I don't know when.
I could have sworn it was maybe, I think her graduation, maybe. It was like one thing.
Yeah, later on, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll be interested to see what it was
right.
because I can't remember either.
Yeah. And then, she believes that he will be, so that was nice because she could have just said, like, no, I don't believe you because, she said it before, a second ago that everybody leaves, quoting her own self. But, so they go off in opposite directions. And then, Lucas walks with Brooke to, her front door. Let's see. Yeah, she says that she or tells him not to hate her, but she thinks this was a mistake going together. But he agrees and says he missed her so much when she broke up with him, and he spent every day hoping they get back together. But listening to Whitey, describe him and his wife, realized that, and Brooke finishes the sentence saying that he wasn't describing them. So I like that they both now realize that, this is, just isn't meant to be, so nobody's feelings are hurt this time.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably more both sided accurable, what I mean. But yeah, so now, well, we know that this isn't even like the end. They get back, try to like they kind of think about it later, at least one of them does. Like the idea comes back about them getting back together when they're older, but like at least in high school, they're finally done with each other.
It was weird because it kind of reminded me of Brooke's house. Because it's like white and stuff. That's what Brooke's was. But
Yeah, because isn't that where he walked her to?
no,
Her house?
it's Rachel's because
Oh
she
yeah, yeah,
lived with Rachel.
Rachel's.
But it just reminds me of Brooke's.
Yeah, that's
But
that's
yeah, I liked
what
that they finally like understood like they're not the ones for each other. Like what he was talking about in his speeches and Whitey, like, it's not the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because eventually they need to realize that.
Yeah. And then Brooke asks Lucas if he thinks that a love that strong, with no person or anything come between that anymore, does it exist anymore? And he says he hopes so. And then she then asks him, like, where does this leave them? And he asks if they can be friends, and she says yes, so they kind of make that deal. And then back at the banquet,
This was
Haley
funny.
tells, yep, Rachel.
That she'll tutor her on 3 conditions.
Yep.
That she has to work around her schedule. She misses one,
Yeah.
it's over. And that she really doesn't like her.
Yep.
That was funny.
Yeah. And then, she actually literally holds her hand and tells her that, which I thought was funny. And then Brooke is sitting on her front porch, or Rachel's front porch, looking at an album of pictures of her and Lucas together. So that was a little confusing because she just agreed to be friends with him, but I guess she was just like kind of having closure in her own way.
It was like it's over sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. And she's not like tearing them up though or anything this time. So at least
I think
she's
she's healed.
more at peace with it. Yeah. And then Nathan goes to see Dan and asks him, if he talked to Daunte. And Dan says he did. And Nathan asks what they're going to do. And Dan tells him he's going to.
You're going to lose the state championship.
Yep.
Yeah,
so that was probably the last thing that Nathan thought he would hear.
Well, he thought, oh, Daddy's going to pay them off. We'll be good.
Right.
They could have just offered, like, Daunte could have easily have said, like, $1 billion. Something Dan does not have.
Yep.
It could have been, like, a very high price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I did look up Derek really quick, and he does come back in season 6, actually. I just couldn't see which episodes.
Yeah, I felt like it was when they were older.
Okay, I just can't remember at all. I know he comes back, but I thought they were still teenagers. But yeah, then we see Peyton had kept the red heart on her wall with Derek on it, but painted black around it now. So no more well, that was gone already with the red paint. I was gonna say Pitbull, but yeah, I guess that's like Peyton kind of showing that her heart is like dark again now that Derek's left. Lucas walks in.
Yeah.
And he likes the room, and then says he wanted, to say sorry because they didn't get to spend time together at the banquet. But he was with Brooke, so that is understandable. But
Yep, and then
and
that they realize that it's over between them.
yeah,
And then, oh my God, the one Peyton though finally gets the nerve to say that she
mhm,
loves him. He's like, I love you too. She's like, no, you don't understand. Like like I'm in love with you. I'm like, oh my God, like this is the beginning.
yeah,
Like it's
but
finally getting good because it's my Leighton.
yeah, but then we know later that that was a little too soon for him.
But well, here's the thing: is like, because I didn't watch the next episode. It's like really weird because it's like you go from here and they're just standing there, cuts out to that. I'm like, and I know it's next episode, like at the end when he's finally recognizes like she's the one sort of thing. But I'm like, how is it like in this moment? How do they turn away from each other? Because like
Right,
how they ended it was like he's gonna say something, but then he's not like because he doesn't say
right,
how he feels until after the game.
mhm,
That's kind of weird how they
yeah,
left it.
mhm. Yeah, I think it was just too much because he just ended things with Brooke, like, officially, and I think he needed some time to process that, then, then think about Peyton, so and he hasn't thought about Peyton like that in a while too, so I get why it was a little too soon for him.
Yeah, but there's been little nuggets in season 3 of him picking Peyton over Brooke.
Yeah, I think he just was in denial of having feelings for her, I guess.
I think he's always in denial, even season
Mhm.
5. Lucas has an issue.
Yeah.
Um, so what was your high and low?
The low was Daunte almost breaking Nathan's knee and threatening him and threatening Dan, basically both of them.
Me
And
too.
mhm. And then the high was I guess the banquet with Whitey because that was the only thing because Nathan felt guilty about getting his reward, but Whitey definitely took it to heart and felt proud to get it. So yeah, and
Um,
then his whole speech about the boys.
mine would be Peyton and Derek going together.
Hmm.
I love their brother sister moments.
Yeah.
We don't get enough of them, which is sad.
Hmm.
And also I liked that Peyton finally told Lucas the truth.
Right.
She finally got the courage. I like that.
Hmm.
Even though he don't say anything.
Right. And then rating.
I'd rate this at 8.5.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
And then your best and worst.
Best was Dan just because he was doing good in this episode. He, went to the banquet with Karen, even though she showed up like at the last second, accepting his offer to go with her, and then asking about Haley, and then trying to fix things for Nathan, even though it didn't turn out very well. And then the worst is Daunte because he's just threatening both Dan and Nathan, and somehow even has the mayor of Tree Hill under his I can't remember the phrase, but under his thumb. Yeah, that's it. So he's in complete control, even though we only see him and Bear. So you think it's only 2 people running this, but he does have other people we just don't see. I don't know, but yeah. And yours?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I was definitely gonna pick Dan as the best because he was gonna pay Dante off no matter how much money it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And again, he's 100% showing again that he will always pick up Nathan. Even though eventually Nathan has to walk on his own 2 feet, but
Mm-hmm.
and then the worst, 100% Dante. I mean, oh my God, like he's so violent. Ugh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah, that's how all loan sharks are because they have
I don't
to,
know. That's why I don't like him.
use that. Mm-hmm.
Like Rachel was second to the worst, but I just didn't like Dante because I don't like
Right.
him.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing. When Dan's around, Dan looks like a little angel,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
even though we know he's not.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the next episode?
Episode 9, Some You Give Away.
Ooh.
Sounds like giveaway points.
Probably.
Mhm.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.